I resent this bill saying that we will be penalized and have more taxes, I think 2.5% of your income, if you don't have insurance. So I'm assuming that with your bill that you have in Congress now, it does not require...
Absolutely no mandate.
Okay, great. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me just go on. First, I want to say thank you for all being here. Second, I want to apologize to the half the room. One of the good things I realized tonight is when we have two mics, I get to look at that side when I'm answering a question on that side, and this side when I'm answering a question on this side. Tonight I just looked at that side, so I apologize. But I want to make a comment about her final comment on mandates. I got to tell you that I believe mandates are antithetical to what it means to be in America. What we in America have been about since the founding is freedom and choice. We believe that you leave individuals to the greatest degree possible to make their own decisions about their own lives. And yes, they'll make mistakes. I've made more than I want to admit. But they'll learn from those mistakes and they'll do better in the future. And to me, the notion of a mandate is just antithetical to what is being in America. Now let's talk about healthcare mandates for just a minute. In Massachusetts, the government decided to mandate, exactly like this bill, mandate that every employer provide healthcare coverage and mandate that every Massachusetts citizen must buy health insurance. That kind of compulsion, to me, reminds me of the Soviet Union, not America. But it also doesn't work. In Massachusetts today, there are at least 5% of the population who've been told, by God, you either buy health insurance or we're going to penalize you. And they've said, no deal, I ain't buying. So I don't think mandates will work. But the most common point cited in support of mandates is, well, Congressman, we have mandatory auto insurance and it works. Doesn't it? I'll tell you a couple of statistics. There are 50 states in America, right? 48 states have mandatory auto insurance, including Arizona. So it's illegal in those states to drive a car on the road without buying an auto insurance policy. There are 2 states then that don't have mandatory auto insurance. I'll give you a little known fact. In the 2 states where they don't have mandatory auto insurance, the percentage of uninsured motorists is lower than the average of the other 48 states. So mandates don't seem to work, but it gets better. What's the line? But wait, there's more. If you watch TV and listen to those commercials, 22 states have decided that mandatory auto insurance isn't enough. And so 22 states have enacted laws that make it mandatory, that is illegal, to drive without buying uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. Now wait a minute. That means that the legislatures of those 22 states have decided, well, we know so many people are going to violate law number 1 that we're going to pass a law and compel you to comply with law number 2. Trust me, if everybody had auto insurance in a state with mandatory auto insurance, you wouldn't need to have mandatory uninsured motorist coverage. It's a little bit ridiculous. Ma'am, I agree with you. I resent the idea of them telling me I have to buy anything. And mandates don't work in auto insurance, and they won't work in health insurance. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I ran so long, but one of my commitments is to let everybody speak. Thank you all tonight.
I think that every member of Congress should have live town halls. I just think that's your obligation. The telephone town halls are useless, but I think everybody should have live town halls. Get this kind of feel from Congress.
If they don't have the face-to-face, how could they possibly know what the constituents are?
I think every member of Congress ought to have multiple live town halls. I think that's my duty to you on an issue of this importance. Okay, thanks.
Why do you think Harry Mitchell didn't have a face-to-face town hall?
I think every member of Congress.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You bet.
Does
Thank you very
Medicare
much.
make their
Thank
fee
you.
schedule available to the public? I have, the private insurance companies won't, and they're all complying. They all progressed over to the fee schedule of Medicare.
Oh, yeah,
All of
absolutely.
them.
They all
But
run off of it.
they won't give you a fee schedule. They won't tell you when you call what the fee,
I
what
was
they're
going
going
half
to
an hour
pay.
ago if I'd known
So,
this was going
and I know that
be that
most
long.
I don't know
doctors
the answer to your
have an
question.
automatic built-in 150% of Medicare in their billing. But you don't
Oh,
know.
they may bill that.
Well, they bill it, but they don't get paid that.
They don't get paid that.
Unless
Do you
you
know-
can't afford them, and then they get
Across the
quota, but-
country, there's great disparity. In Arizona, doctors are reimbursed for most services at a percentage under Medicare. Doctors in the private practice performing under a private insurance plan. So if Medicare reimburses $100, the private plan will say we'll pay 80 or we'll pay 90. In the Deep South, my colleagues who live in Mississippi or Tennessee or Kentucky or Alabama, Medicare, the private insurance companies pay Medicare Plus. They pay, like if Medicare reimburses $100, they pay $120 or $130 or $140. It's just the way the market works.
So the only way
but
to
I'll,
find
I'll
out
try to find
about-
out the answer of your
about,
question.
Medicare?
If you contact
Sure.
if you'll just give my name
Yeah.
to Lisa, your name to Lisa,
Okay.
we'll try to get you an answer. It's a great question.
You'd
I
have
need
more
to know.
access to it than me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Mr. Shadegg.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
My
It's a pleasure.
You bet. Thank you.
I want to thank you for not retiring. And I also want to ask you, I think you could save a little bit of money if Medicare stopped paying for things like Viagra and Cialis.
Absolutely.
There's no medical necessity for that. And I don't,
It's all lifestyle.
I mean, it's kind of personal, but they can get it anyway.
Sure.
They can buy
If
it
you decide
anyway.
to get it, go get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that, and actually there have
That
been some
is
bills.
another
yeah,
minor outrage.
There's been an amendment, I think, in Congress on that topic. I believe in the House we voted on that issue. I voted against it, but check with my office.
Okay, I will.
Ask one of my staffers here. I think there was a vote, or a vote that raised the issue of Cialis and Viagra coverage within Medicare. I'll bet. Hey.